Yesterday I had the opportunity to meet some of the students here, and I must thank Vibhavri for organizing that. And today Mr. Vivek Chinmay and other students took interest, and they have organized this meeting, and I am thankful to them. Now the topic is atrocities against Dalits and the responses of the states. I wouldn't have myself, if you have gone to Dharmapuri 2 months before the atrocity, and if I had spoken to them that you will be attacked and your houses will be burnt, they wouldn't have believed. They were so happily ignorant of what is happening in the outside world, like any other Dalit, because why I am saying that is, years before, through Pudiya Kodangi magazine, we had been going to villages. Pudiya Kodangi is a magazine that I have been editing for the past 15 years. It's a subaltern magazine. So we used to take this magazine to the villages and read what is in that magazine. So such camps, I used to, especially people who are little well off and they are able to get employment in the suburbs of Chennai city, they would say there is no caste system. We are all happy and we are all moving like brothers and sisters. So we were so annoyed who's the younger brother and who's the elder brother, because in Tamil we say Annan Tambi. So Annan is elder brother, Tambi is younger brother. So you live like brothers, you say who's the elder brother? They said. So they got annoyed and they said we are able to enter the temple, they said. And I asked them, okay, you are able to enter the temple, are you one of the trustees in the temple? They said no. So don't throw such questions and all to us. And if you want we can become, but we don't want to, he used to say. And one person, he said, I am going to a Brahmin house and learning Veena and all that. I said, has he visited your house? I asked him. So he said, oh, no, I didn't invite him. So they are so mixed and they are living in fool's paradise that everything is all right and we are happy and we are happy with the present status. So that is what I would have heard had I gone 2 months before the attack. But I expected. Why I expected, why others didn't expect? Because any person who keenly watches what is happening in the state or what is in the newspapers, probably they would have expected there is something simmering and it needs an outburst and it is going to happen. And it happened in Dharmapuri. What was there in newspapers? There is this Patali Makkal Katchi Ramadas and Kadiveti Guru, his MLA of the party. They are making provocative speeches saying whoever gets married to our girls, they should be killed and they should be murdered. And they also said this atrocity, Prevention of Atrocity Act is being wrongly used by the Dalits, so it should be withdrawn. And they were going from one village to another and nobody took notice of them. Nobody condemned them. The state government did not take any action against them for such provocative speeches. So I expected there is something going to happen somewhere, and it did happen. When I went to the villages, as usual, they are poor, illiterate, they do not know how to handle the situation. Oh, we never knew and we are so ignorant, we don't know. Whose mistake is this? How can we not know about it? Isn't it our mistake? Is only the mistake of the people who attacked us? We have been asking for land, we never got it. And it's not a matter of importance, is it? How can you just not think about it? If for 10 years we have been struggling, they said, give us some land. Please retrieve our Panchami land and give it to us. Our land has been forcibly taken by others, it's being enjoyed by them. Kindly we have given a police complaint, kindly look into that. There are some people murdered because they asked the land back. Please take action against them. We've been asking, see, there are 6,000 backlog vacancies in Tamil Nadu which has not been filled up. Please fill it up. At least step by step. Not all the posts in one particular year. Yearly, some posts you keep filling it up so that the gap is bridged. Nobody took notice. So, any request from Dalits has been ignored by the government, and the media didn't publish them because it is a question of keeping things hot and alive. So all our issues were dead and buried by the media. Whenever we shout, there will be a one-day report, and after that there will be a deadly silence. So we have to keep on doing protest after protest, year after year. And how can you not know that we will be attacked? This I don't believe, because it's very convenient for us to say, see, when we ask for something, we don't get it, and we ask for something less, we don't get it, and we don't get anything at all from the budget. See, 18,000 crores, 1 lakh budget, 1 lakh crores budget is government's of Tamil Nadu's current budget estimate, out of which we are supposed to get 18,000 crores. Where are those 18,000 crores? How are they spent? We are asking just spend 2,000 crores. If you are not able to give government land, if you are not able to implement Land Ceiling Act and give us some land, at least you buy land and give it from our own money, from our own tax money. Instead, they are giving mixies and grinders, and there is no electricity, and nobody is bothered. We IAS officers who have passed this very difficult examination, UPSC, and after all this examination, we go and sit there as administrators just to call for quotations from mixie and grinder factories and distribute to people. Is this our job, only job? So, I'm telling you, there is much worse which is going to happen. What happened to earlier atrocities? What was the action taken? Are we pursuing it? Melavalavum Murugesan case, 6 people have been murdered because they openly challenged. If only you have heads, you will be sitting as heads of panchayat. So we will slay in all your heads. What will you do? So they challenged and took 6 heads. And we could do nothing about it. In Dharmapuri, people were, they were chased and they were helplessly, in the water they died. But what was the statement of the DMK speaker? He says, there was only knee-deep water. If this fellow cannot survive in knee-deep water, who can accuse them of murder? Because they were beaten and they were forcibly dumped in water. But the DMK speaker speaks like this. He had the guts to talk like that. And we took it silently, everything. So therefore, the atrocities won't stop. It will continue. And it is continuing. Dharmapuri atrocity, 1,500 people. Imagine students, 10th, 12th class students, ladies 15 numbers, and children, all of them got into 6 sumos and lorries, carrying lathis, lethal weapons, and also to destruct the houses, they have taken petrol bombs. How can you expect the civil society out of these children who had taken lethal weapons to destroy Dalit household in so young an age, and students who are studying in school? What can you expect of the civil society? I have no hopes. At least, because I have only hopes in the Dalit community, because we have committed a lot of mistakes. I should say that. Because when something is happening, we should open dialogue. We should really come up in large numbers. Of course, the media doesn't help. When there was an incident occurred in Delhi, every day we were forced to see it, scene after scene, channel by channel. We were forced to see that. But Dharmapuri incident, no TV telecast in such speed and such frequency in all the channels. In fact, I motivated one of the channel, Captain News. I said, why don't you talk about it? They called me as a speaker in one of the forums. I said, why don't you, the subject being Dharmapuri, you call me, otherwise I am not keen. I said, ma'am, that's got over. Now there is a different issue. So you have to speak on this. So I went, but I spoke on the same issue. Because I know how to connect from one issue to another. After all, they are not compartmentalized. They have links. So wherever I go, I make it a point. I talk about land. So one Hindu literary political, Hindu Chennai Literary Festival, it is called, organized by newspaper Hindu. So I was invited. So again I spoke about the same thing. So one painter, you all know, I think, Shiny, what's his name? No, I forget his name. He is the ardent follower of ADMK, and he made a painting out of his own blood. He had frozen them for many years, and he made a sculpture out of the blood, out of his own blood. That fellow, he got up and said, how long you will be talking about this? Won't you get tired? He's asking. I said, tired? What do you mean? Even I am very much keen to write about you, but I don't find anyone else talking about it. If everybody starts talking about it, I have many interesting things to talk about it. So this is because even they want to wipe out from their memory, the dialogue on caste. They get bored because they are hurt. So if having known their attitude, how can we say that we are living as brothers and sisters? Now, I come to one important question. Is this, any individual is capable of living with so many feelings which are contrary to each other? Why should we? Because we are all people of different culture. If Dalit has, because of their separateness, because of their historical and ontological background, if they have a different culture, if they are not able to mingle with the mainstream society, why should the mainstream be so keen to have them with them? Or why should these people also depend on the mainstream? Why can't we live separately and happily? Because it's too much of a burden for anybody, all the time worry about there is a person below me and I have to take care of him, and he is worrying me, he is insulting me, he is not obeying me. So why should this feeling be in our self? Why can't we be free? I'm asking any caste Hindu, why can't he be free? Why should you have a Dalit under you as a slave? Because you are not very comfortable with him. You want to beat him up. So you be comfortable, leave him free. He will be also free. So there are multi-cultures, particularly two different cultures I could see in the Indian tradition. One is Hindu and one is Buddhist, if I may say so, or maybe the Dalit culture or Brahminical culture. So these two cultures, they are both different and they are parallel, they are contradicting each other, and we are trying to put them all together, and the caste Hindus are not able to cope up with the situation, so they unleash violence on Dalits. That is the reason, because it's a mental tension for them. They can't stand up, Dalit asking him question. They can't stand Dalit coming up in life, because so far he has been a slave. Why should he come up? So I think it is time for talking about the separateness instead of being together, building up nation. If nationality is of one culture, I am sorry, we are not of one culture. We are of different makes. I am saying so with deep hurt, and I mean seriously. I am not joking. I am not trying to provoke you. I remember once Professor Kalyani, he was an activist for Irula tribes. He was taking a walk, and he was followed by some small girls. Small means very small girls. So they were trying to ape him, how he walks and all that. So he was very amused by the children's actions. So he turned back and asked them, so are you all girls from Karnai village? Sorry, Karnai, what's this? Rosanai village? And they said, do we look like Roshnai village girls? What does it mean? Roshnai is a Dalit habitation. These small children know that they don't look like them. So that much is injected in each household. You know how to keep the servant away. Ask them to enter the back door. Make her or make him sit on the floor. Give him a separate plate and call him by name. Don't give him respect, because this will lead to later on love or whatever kind of a connection. So always they want to maintain separateness. It is not that Dalit want to be separate. If the caste Hindus want to be separate, let them be separate. Who's stopping them? Give us a nation that we can be all, one culture, and we can be happy, and whatever that we can work through our hard work, we can build a separate nation. So, and this is one of the serious problem the Vanyas are facing. I think I must accept this problem exists. Therefore, whenever a Dalit boy is trying to get married to a Vanya girl, immediately, all these problems come up from the, because they have been eating in the houses. It's not that Dharmapuri Dalits are poor. Some of them are quite rich. They lived in 1,500 square foot house, 3,000 square foot house. Somebody had a car even. Most of them had bikes. And they had fridges in their houses, TV. If a person is made to believe that, if my economic situation improves, if my children grow up and educated and get employment, that is the aim of my life. If he considers, because he feels that he is safe and secure in this country, he is happy in this country. So Dharmapuri incident proved it is not. You may have a good house, you may have good education, you may have wealth, but yet you are not safe in this country. Then what is it? What hope that we can have? What aim we can keep? So all that is, really become topsy-turvy. It is not, it's sudden. It has been there earlier also. Only thing is, we keep postponing. Because when we hear some people that, there should not be corruption, we are all, really appreciate, because there is still hope. When we say our children, please don't steal, don't say lies, I feel there is still hope, because we want our children to be good and perfect, at least not like us. So therefore I feel, because all that we are doing is with the hope, at least the next generation things will improve.